Well, this case has been headline news around the world for nearly a year, and it's been a center point of the social justice movement right here in Kentucky.
People have gathered to react to this afternoon's verdict. Mike Valente joins us now live from downtown Lexington, where local activists have gathered. Mike.
Yeah, Larry, Angie, scenes like the one that's playing out behind me on Main Street are reminiscent of ones we saw last spring and summer, shortly after that infamous video of George Floyd being killed went viral. The only difference tonight is that these activists feel like they achieved some measure of justice in the long journey for broader racial justice and police reform. Now, first and foremost, there's a sense of relief. We were with activists as they were listening to the verdict being read, but there's really a mixed bag of emotions. April Taylor, who's one of the more recognizable activists, we've brought you her story many times on the air. She said she's encouraged that a jury of Derek Chauvin's peers determined beyond a reasonable doubt that the former police officer murdered George Floyd. But she also knows that there's much more work to be done. That this is that while George Floyd is a symbol of injustice in the system, there are more systemic reforms that need to be made here in Lexington and across the country. She also knows that there are many black men and women who never achieved the type of accountability that George Floyd's family did. She talked about Tamir Rice, Philando Castile, who was killed by a police officer in Minnesota, and also most notably, Breonna Taylor.
And as a black woman who lives in Kentucky, how should I feel about a justice system that chooses to give more justice to a piece of drywall than me as a black woman? So, like I said, while I feel like there is something to celebrate for George Floyd's family and community and the fact that we finally have a guilty verdict, there are so many other instances where there isn't justice.
Taylor clearly making a reference there to former LMPD Detective Brett Hankison being charged with wanton endangerment. No officer in Louisville, again, was directly charged with Breonna Taylor's death. She says that she continues to grieve with Breonna Taylor's family and friends, and that she and many other people who've been killed at the hands of police deserve justice. You can hear them chanting now, seeing signs of defund the police, and we demand Lexington Police Department accountability. We've told you before about the group LPD accountability. They want to achieve many things, including a change to the collective bargaining agreement, and they said they'll continue to come out to the streets until that's done. Back to you in the studio.